Beloved soul, I am speaking to you now, not by accident, not by coincidence, but because your spirit has been restless and your thoughts have been circling something you cannot fully explain. You felt a shift recently, didn't you? A subtle tension, like something behind the scenes is moving faster than you expected. Pay attention, this message is not here to frighten you, but to awaken your awareness. What you've been ignoring is now asking to be seen clearly. There are forces of influence, decisions, and consequences unfolding around you, and you are being called to step into clarity rather than confusion. You have been sensing that something is escalating, not in a loud, obvious way, but in quiet patterns, repeated signs, and moments that feel too aligned to dismiss. This is where many people make a mistake. They assume everything happening around them is random. It is not. Your life is shaped by your attention, your choices, and the energy you align yourself with. Right now, there is urgency, not panic, but urgency, to become more conscious of what you are allowing into your mind, your time, and your direction. There are influences in the world, powerful voices, systems, and individuals, that can shift attention and create waves of reaction. But listen carefully, your path is not controlled by them unless you surrender your awareness. The real question is not what someone else has done, it is how you respond. This is where your strength lies. This is where your responsibility begins. If you are feeling this message, do not scroll past it without acknowledging it. Pause for a moment and type 1111 in the comments as a sign that you are choosing awareness over distraction. Like, share, and subscribe so you continue receiving messages that guide you toward clarity. Dear one, before we dive in, I need to share something extraordinary that most people don't know. Groundbreaking research shows that many of us who didn't grow up wealthy have a shrunken hippocampus, a tiny part of the brain that blocks the activation of what some scientists call the billionaire brain wave. This means attracting the life, love, or wealth you've always dreamed of can feel almost impossible, until now. Thanks to a recently uncovered method backed by research, it's possible to stimulate this part of your brain in just 7 minutes each morning using a simple sound frequency. People who've tried it report subtle shifts in mindset, clarity, and even opportunities flowing into their lives more easily. Click the link in the description or pinned comment to explore this 7-second ritual. It could be the key to activating your billionaire brain wave and opening doors you never thought possible. You have been walking through a season where things felt uncertain, where answers seemed delayed, and where clarity was just out of reach. That was not a mistake. That was preparation. When things feel unclear, it forces you to either drift or become intentional. And now, the time for drifting is ending. You are being called to sharpen your focus and take ownership of your direction. There may also be a sense that something is being escalated in your life, decisions you postponed, conversations you avoided, or responsibilities you pushed aside. These do not disappear. They return, often stronger, asking for resolution. This is not punishment, it is alignment. Life brings things back to you until you respond with clarity and intention. Do not let fear write a story that is not true. Fear exaggerates. It distorts. It makes you believe that something external has more power over you than it actually does. But the truth is this: your awareness, your discipline, and your willingness to act with intention are far more powerful than any outside noise. If this resonates, type 2222 in the comments to affirm that you are stepping into clarity. Like, share, and subscribe to stay aligned with messages that strengthen your mindset. You are also being asked to examine what you consume: information, opinions, distractions. Not everything that grabs your attention deserves your energy. There are messages designed to pull you into reaction instead of reflection. When you react without thinking, you give away your power. When you pause and reflect, you reclaim it. Right now, the situation around you, whatever feels serious or heightened, is not there to overwhelm you. It is there to wake you up. It is showing you where you need to be more grounded, more aware, and more intentional. You are not here to be passive in your own life. You are here to participate, to choose, to direct your path with purpose. There is also something deeper. You have been underestimating your ability to handle what is in front of you. You have been doubting whether you are ready, whether you are capable, whether you can navigate what's unfolding. But you would not be here, in this moment, feeling this message, if you were not capable of rising to it. If you feel that inner shift right now, type 33 to 33 in the comments as a declaration that you are ready to rise. Like, share, and subscribe to continue strengthening your awareness. Understand this clearly: nothing is escalating beyond your ability to respond. What is increasing is your need to be present, aware, and intentional. When situations become more intense, they demand a higher level of focus from you. This is growth, even if it feels uncomfortable. There may also be a sense of deception, not necessarily from others alone, but from your own assumptions. You may have believed certain things would stay the same. You may have trusted patterns that are now changing. This is not betrayal, it is evolution. When something changes, it forces you to update your perspective. Do not cling to what no longer fits. Do not ignore what is clearly shifting. When you accept reality as it is, rather than as you wish it to be, you gain clarity. And clarity is what will guide you through this moment. You are being warned, not in a way that creates fear, but in a way that sharpens your awareness. Pay attention to what feels off. Pay attention to what keeps repeating. Pay attention to what you've been avoiding. These are signals, not obstacles. If you are choosing to listen more closely to these signals, type 44:44 in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe to stay connected to messages that guide your awareness. There is also a call here for discipline. Awareness without action changes nothing. You must begin to act differently, think differently, respond differently, prioritize differently. Small changes create powerful shifts over time. Stop waiting for everything to feel perfect before you act. Clarity often comes after movement, not before it. Take one step, then another. Each step will reveal more of the path. And remember this: you are not being singled out in a negative way. You are being called forward. When life becomes more intense, it is often because you are ready for a higher level of responsibility and awareness. Do not shrink back. Do not distract yourself. Do not pretend nothing is happening. This is your moment to become more focused, more intentional, more aware than you have ever been before. If you are ready to step into that version of yourself, type 55:55 in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss the guidance meant for you. Everything happening right now is asking you one question: will you stay unconscious, or will you become aware? Will you react, or will you respond with intention? Will you drift, or will you take control of your direction? The choice is yours, but the moment to choose is now. I am still speaking to you, and I have not left your side, not in your confusion, not in your waiting, and not in the quiet moments when you wondered if anything was truly changing. You have carried a weight that others could not see, a silent pressure that built up over time. You kept going, even when you felt stretched, even when the answers did not arrive as quickly as you hoped. I have seen every moment of that endurance, and nothing you have gone through has been wasted. There is something shifting now, something deeper than surface-level change. It is not just about circumstances rearranging themselves, it is about you being transformed from within. The pain you experienced was not meant to define you, it was meant to refine you. Every moment that felt heavy, every delay that tested your patience, every situation that forced you to grow, these were all part of a process leading you toward clarity and strength. You have asked, sometimes silently, when will things turn around? And the answer is this: the turnaround begins inside you before it becomes visible around you. Breakthrough does not arrive as noise, it often begins quietly, as a shift in your mindset, a new level of awareness, a decision to no longer carry what has been weighing you down. If you feel that inner shift beginning, type 1111 in the comments as a sign that you are ready to receive clarity. Like, share, and subscribe to stay connected to messages that strengthen your direction. There were moments when you felt like giving up, not dramatically, but in small ways. You questioned your progress. You wondered if your effort mattered. You felt like you were moving forward but not seeing results. That feeling can be exhausting. But understand this clearly: progress is not always visible in real time. Sometimes the most important changes are happening beneath the surface, building a foundation that will support what is coming next. You are closer to a breakthrough than you realize, not because of luck, but because of everything you have already endured and learned. Breakthrough is not just something that happens to you, it is something you grow into. You become the person who can handle what you once felt unprepared for. The pain you carried has been teaching you where your limits were, and now you are outgrowing those limits. What once overwhelmed you will not have the same power over you moving forward. That is healing. Healing is not about erasing the past, it is about changing your relationship with it. If this resonates deeply with you, type 2222 in the comments to affirm your breakthrough is unfolding. Like, share, and subscribe to continue aligning with messages that guide your growth. You have also been holding on to things that are no longer aligned with where you are going, old fears, old doubts, old expectations. These attachments can quietly hold you back, even when you are trying to move forward. This is your moment to release them, not forcefully, but consciously. Let go of the idea that everything must happen a certain way. Let go of the belief that your timeline has to match someone else's. Your path is unfolding in a way that is specific to you, shaped by your experiences, your choices, and your growth. When you release unnecessary pressure, you create space for clarity and movement. There is also a deeper healing happening within you, one that involves how you see yourself. You have been harder on yourself than necessary. You have judged your progress, questioned your worth, and doubted your ability to rise above challenges. But that version of thinking is not aligned with where you are going. You are not meant to stay in a cycle of doubt. You are meant to recognize your capacity to grow, adapt, and move forward with intention. The moment you begin to see yourself with clarity instead of criticism, everything starts to shift. If you are choosing to release self-doubt and step into clarity, type 33:33 in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe to stay connected to messages that reinforce your strength. There is a breakthrough in how you handle pressure. Before, pressure may have caused hesitation or overthinking. Now, it is becoming a signal for focus. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening?" begin asking, "What is this teaching me?" That shift alone will change how you move through challenges. You are also learning patience, not passive waiting, but active patience. This means continuing to move forward, even when results are not immediate. It means trusting that consistency will create momentum, even if it feels slow at first. The miracle you are waiting for is not separate from your actions, it is connected to them. Every step you take, every decision you make with awareness, contributes to the outcome you are working toward. Miracles are often the result of alignment, when your thoughts, actions, and direction begin to work together. If you feel ready to align your actions with your breakthrough, type 44:44 in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe so you continue receiving guidance that keeps you focused. There is also something important you must understand: healing is not always comfortable. Sometimes it requires facing things you avoided, acknowledging patterns you overlooked, and making changes that feel unfamiliar. But discomfort in this context is not a sign of something going wrong, it is a sign that you are growing beyond your old patterns. You are not the same person you were before these challenges began. You have more awareness now, more resilience, more understanding. Even if you don't always recognize it, you have changed. And that change is what is preparing you for what comes next. Do not rush this process. Do not try to skip steps. Everything you are experiencing right now is contributing to your development. When you allow the process to unfold fully, you come out of it stronger and more prepared. There is also a restoration happening, of your focus, your confidence, your direction. Things that felt scattered are beginning to come together. Thoughts that felt unclear are becoming more defined. You are starting to see things differently, and that new perspective will guide your next steps. If you can feel that restoration beginning, type 55 to 55 in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe to stay aligned with messages that support your growth. Moving forward, you will notice that you respond differently to situations that once triggered you. You will pause more. You will think more clearly. You will act with greater intention. This is not a coincidence, it is the result of everything you have been learning. The breakthrough you are stepping into is not just external, it is internal. It is the ability to remain steady even when things around you are changing. It is the ability to make decisions without being overwhelmed by doubt. It is the ability to trust your direction, even when the path is still unfolding. You are not being left behind. You are being prepared. Everything you have gone through has been building toward this moment, not a single event, but a shift in how you see yourself and your life. When that shift becomes stable, everything around you begins to align with it. Stay aware. Stay intentional. Stay committed to your growth. Your breakthrough is not coming, it is already in motion. Amen.